Hello everyone and thanks for listening. So this video is entitled Inspiring Black Women. So I have to redo the title, and I know I did uh I should leave it now. Actually, I'm going to redo the title again. So as a matter of fact, let me try to go in and edit it now while I'm talking. So okay. So I don't know if that actually changed it, but I don't know why I got that. But anyway, this once this is over with, it'll be changed, the title, because it's not all written out correctly. So I just wanted to redo this because I had did it the first time and it didn't the sound didn't come up. Sometimes it doesn't come up in the first time. So I was inspired when I saw this article because I am an avid reader and I love poetry. I like, among politics and social issues and people issues, I like poetry a lot. And one of many poets is Maya Angelou. And I thought this article was really, really inspiring. It was really moving. For me, it was. So it reads Maya Angelou would have turned 90 today, but for years she didn't celebrate her own birthday. I thought it was really beautifully set up because it talks about more personal Maya Angelou and why she didn't really celebrate her birthday. And so I believe that there was a lot of emotion. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And so the article reads here, you see the two photos. Maya Angelou is to my left, and to my right is Dr. Martin Luther King. There are two photos that have been put side by side in the article. And Martin Luther King, he died on Maya Angelou's 40th birthday. And for years, she didn't celebrate her birthday, but communicated with and sent flowers to King's widow, Coretta Scott King. And so Maya Angelou spent much of April 4th, 1968, in her New York City apartment kitchen, making all her favorite dishes: Texas chili with no beans, baked ham, candy yams, pineapple upside down cake, in preparation for her 40th birthday celebration. That evening, her friend Dolly arrived looking grief stricken. Dolly broke the news to her that Martin Luther King Jr. had been shot in Memphis and he was dead. And when the truth finally struck Maya Angelou, she ran out of her apartment and with her neighbors walked to Harlem to mourn King's death, according to her biography written by Donna Brown Aggins. Life stopped for me for a few days, just terrible, Angelou stated in a 2014 interview with Canadian talk show host George Stroumboulopoulos. I couldn't believe that this great man's dreams, great dreamer, this person who dared to love everybody, could be killed before he could realize his dream. For years, Angelou, who died in 2014, did not celebrate her own birthday, a painful reminder of King's death. But for over 30 years, she and King's widow, Coretta Scott King, would meet, call, send each other flowers on April 4th as a tradition. And in the beautiful head wrap is Maya Angelou, and the woman behind her is Coretta Scott King, Dr. Martin Luther King's widow. And Maya Angelou was inspired to join the civil rights movement after hearing King's deliver a speech in Harlem in 1960. She and the comedian Godfrey Cambridge staged the play called The Cabaret for Freedom, and the proceeds from the production went to the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, which King helped organize and served as its first president. She later became Northern Coordinator of the SCLC, and 2 months into her tenure, Angelou met King during one of his visits to New York. Angelou remembered Dr. King as the Prince of Peace. In an interview with Scholastic, she stated, "He literally believed in peace," she said. "That doesn't mean a lack of work in stirring up the grasses and stirring up the masses." So King, he believed in peace, but he also believed in protest and fighting for justice. Angelou went on to an international acclaim with her first memoir, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, published the year after King's death with the encouragement of her friend, the novelist James Baldwin. In 1993, she became the first African American, first woman to read at a presidential inauguration when she recited her poem on the pulse of the morning for President Clinton's first swearing in. In Rainbow in the Cloud, another memoir published posthumously, she wrote of King, "It is a great blessing to have lived in the time of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., when forgiveness and generosity of spirit encouraged our citizenry to work for a better world for everybody." And so that's the majority or the whole article. And I was inspired by it, but I've always been inspired by Maya Angelou's writings and her poems. And so there were a lot of people that were on this planet before us who fought for civil rights and for freedoms and for justice and for peace. There are different ways people have protested, or they fought for peace, or they stood for peace. And even people who were the most peaceful individuals who tried to do things the right way were still assassinated. And so, no matter what people think about me, when I always read about history and poems and people like this and reflect and then read poems of Maya Angelou and many other great poem writers, people who are very inspiring, those are the people that I am more interested in or inspired by, are people that are more moving or more important. The things that they spoke about and the things they talk about and what they believed in. Now, I'm not a devout Christian, no, but peace, I'm for. A better world, a better society, I'm for. But people who post things online about how they hate Black women, about how they hate me, and they don't even know me, it only motivates me. It inspires me. When I see Black women like Maya Angelou, when I see women who are powerful and they use their voice, their peaceful voice to voice opinions, or they write poems, or they write, or they speak out on issues, those are the things that inspire me. So I don't really feel sad when I learn people have a lot of hate in their heart and they don't like me because I'm Black, or they don't like me because I'm a woman, or they don't like me because I'm a Black woman, or they don't like me because I'm single, or because I like to be independent, or they don't like something I said, or they don't like that I speak about peace, or they don't like that I speak about justice or the wrongs or the ills that go on. It only inspires me motivates me to even reach higher and do better in life. And when I see people who are full of anger and full of hate, it really serves as a warning so that I can remove myself from those individuals and so that I don't have to be involved with them and that I can stay far away from those individuals as much as possible. It only moves me to learn that those are people that I didn't have to encounter. And so it's really a telltale sign that what happens in the past shapes the future. And so a lot of people will say, you'll have people that'll say, oh, it happened in the past, it was long ago, forgive and forget. But a lot of what happens in the past shapes our future. So there are a lot of horrible things that have happened to people and that are still happening to people and that will still happen to people. But when you see that these people that fought for justice, fought for peace in different ways, were here before us, we have the same battleground, but new people fighting the good fight. And with that being said, I am so much inspired by this article and by Maya Angelou and her writings. And there are other people that are really great writers, really great poets. Those are the people that I'm more interested in. I was always ostracized as being a nerd because I like poems, I like writing, I like reading, I like learning. I guess I'm a long life learner. So I just was not with it. I'm not hip. I guess I'm boring because I like reading and I like writing. And so that's not attractive. And so I found that to be my strong point, that it kind of lets me know that if a person is not finding, quality individual of a person that has intellect as being a thumbs down, then those are people I don't want to hang around if they're like that, because they have no conversation that they can do or say, nothing they can do or say that is inspiring. It's all negative. So I don't want to be around negative individuals. So I like looking at people like this. I like the things they stood for, even though I'm not a devout Christian. My family grew up in this religion and Baptist religion, but I'm not. I'm not a Christian. I'm not. I won't even claim it. I don't. I'm not a liar like that. But I work around a lot of liars. I do, even though certain ones will claim they don't like lying, but they do the most lying. But anyway, with that being said, I really am inspired by Maya Angelou. I really thought this was moving. It was touching. So if you want to look at this article, it's in the Los Angeles Times. I guess I'm a big Los Angeles Times person. But anyway, it's entitled Maya Angelou would have turned 90 today. And so for years, she didn't celebrate her birthday. I don't really like celebrating my birthday when I get older. But I can see why she didn't really celebrate it. When you look at this article, it's very touching. But with that being said, I was really, really moved by looking at this. And I like, the Google. There's like on Google, you'll see where Maya Angelou, she'll read part of her poem, and there's famous people that are reading part of her poem, and I thought it was pretty cool. And so it's actually up here, and so I thought it was neat. So I'll click on it. So I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to start it and play it again. So I probably got to go back in there. But I thought it was pretty neat because I was looking at it and I was listening to it earlier.
Still I rise, You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Just 'cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room.
Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I rise.
Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries?
Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't take it awful hard, just 'cause I laugh as if I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard.
You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like life, I'll rise.
Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance as if I have diamonds at the meeting of my thigh?
Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide.
Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak miraculously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave, and so I rise. I rise.